Hey guys, it is Andrea, and today I am coming at you with the plan with me for the week of May 30th through June 6th, and I am using the January mystery kit from this year. It is no longer available as it was exclusive for mystery subscribers for 1 year, so I probably will reformat it sometime next year. It's a gorgeous kit, and the foil bundle, it was, I think, the last foil bundle that was like in the old version, but it did come with a set of champagne lights, bougie boxes, and a set of sparkly hollows, like a sheet of each bougie boxes. So I'm going to be using those, and I love this art. It's so pretty, and I'm actually using this for Brian's birthday week, and I was gonna use it, I think, for Jessica's birthday week, but I know Kirsten wanted to use it for Brian, and I made her custom boxes to kind of mark his birthday, and I had put in 2 on the file I sent her, and then she put one on my desk, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to use this for Brian's birthday actually, because it just works, and I think it's such a pretty kit. And then I ended up using the Ariel inspired art for Jessica's birthday, so it totally worked out. But I love the champagne lights and the sparkly hollow mixed together. I just think it's a really pretty combo. It's just like a ton of sparkles, and I tried to use as much foil in the spread when it came to icons and like little deco bits and things like that, and I think it turned out really, really pretty. Oh, and scripts too. I tried to use any scripts I had to make it really sparkle. I did use quite a few extenders this week because I had a lot of things I wanted to mark. This was the week before I left on my Hawaii trip with Kane. Well, I left on Sunday, so I had a lot of packing to do, a lot of work to do, and a lot of things to prep, because also when I came back from Hawaii, I only had about like 30 hours before I was leaving on a family like road trip, beach trip. So there was a ton to get done before I left for Hawaii, so that when I came home, there was minimal amount of things to do prior to me leaving. So that is why it was a full week. I got a lot of tacos this week. I noticed as I was planning, I was like, Andrea, you have like an actual taco problem. One thing that bothered me about this foil bundle set is that it was the 31st to the 6th, and the 31st was gold, and so was the 1st. But like there was no other way to do it, you know what I mean? And then I realized afterwards that I could have just went into my collection and gotten a sparkly hollow 31. But I was like, it's whatever. And then also I made my own fancy headers by using the deco and just alternating it. Also, I'm sorry, I'm like completely out of frame for a lot of this, but sometimes I just lose myself in the base and just go all over the place. I did use some quote box overlays from Adorably Amy Designs, the party time and the birthday boy on the Brian box, and I was 12 weeks pregnant this week. So on Monday, I went ahead and put in that I had breakfast tacos. I mentioned last week that, well, a couple days ago. Also, I'm sorry I didn't have a video up on Friday. I've been trying to do 5 videos a week, but I like convinced myself I was just gonna not put up a video like until Monday, right? But I convinced myself, I was like, I said 5 videos a week, so like Saturday's fine, and I like don't feel as bad then, because I felt like really bad. Like there's been a couple days where I like that night I just don't feel like doing a voiceover, and I haven't been quite ahead on my videos. The first like week and a half, I feel like everything was like real good. Like I had everything pre-planned and pre-uploaded, and then I just like, I'm getting for some reason like tired. I don't know what it is. I think I'm like 18 weeks pregnant now. I think I am. So I know I'm like turning a corner or something. But who knows? As far as like, I'm starting to feel tired again. But yeah, I'm trying to continue on the 5 videos a week so that I can be caught up by like mid-August. I think that the math works out right, which would be nice. So we will see. So on Monday, like I said, we had breakfast tacos. I had breakfast tacos so many times this week. I could go for breakfast tacos. I could have them tomorrow, but I have leftover sausage gravy that I made, and I really need to eat it. I'm like a kind of person when it comes to leftovers. I feel so guilty if I don't eat them. And recently we've been having a lot of leftovers because I don't eat like, I feel like I eat like half portions, and then I eat like a granola bar in between. And then so then like HelloFresh meals used to be like a meal for us, but now it ends up being like a meal and then like 2 days worth of leftovers, which is just wild, like lunch leftovers, lunch size. So I feel like I always have leftovers to eat, and I do love leftovers, but like I really want a breakfast taco tomorrow, but I'm going to eat my leftovers because otherwise they won't get eaten and then I'll feel guilty and it'll be a whole thing. Is anybody out there the same as me about leftovers and feeling guilty if you don't eat them? Because Nick hates leftovers. I think it's like the way that we were raised. Nick like barely ever had to eat leftovers unless he like pizza leftovers, but that's about it. But for me, in my house, it was basically like cook 2 days, big meals, and then the next day was like leftover smorgasbord where you just basically like picked a leftover and like ate it. So I feel like I'm just so used to like eating leftovers. But I'm also like the kind of person who if I make chicken noodle soup, I could eat it for like, I could eat chicken noodle soup like every day the rest of my life and I would be completely happy. Don't even need noodles, just chicken soup. I'd be perfectly happy. Anyways, breakfast tacos. And then Nick and I went to work. And then whenever I got home, while I was working, I watched To All the Boys Part 2, P.S. I Still Love You. And I don't think they're like the best movies in the whole entire world, but they're like something to watch, you know what I mean? So I watched that, and then I placed a really big cookie order because I really wanted snickerdoodle cookies. So I got Tiff's Treats and I ordered a ton, and I ended up giving a lot to my in-laws, and I ate all of the snickerdoodle ones because they're just so yummy. And then I took a nap and I wrote LOL Kirsten in my like notes because this day I was at work and I was telling Kirsten how I hadn't taken a nap in a while. And she was like, "You're crazy, you've taken a nap." And I was like, "No, I don't really think so." And then I went home and took a nap because I was just pooped. And then I watched videos with Bennett in bed, and then the mowers. Oh my gosh, we're so annoying this day. So we have people come mow our lawn, and I don't know. It was like the second week in the row where they decided to come at like 7:30 at night, which, I mean, maybe I'm just being annoying, but like my kids are in bed and then Theo cries for like an hour and it's a whole thing. And we've requested for them to come like, I don't care what day of the week they come, but like please be finished by like 6. And any other place that we've ever had mowers, it was never a problem, but for some reason it took like a lot for this specific company to like understand the request. And yeah, it's just like the fireworks, like the 4th of July fireworks. It's the worst freaking time. Thankfully Bennett slept through them, but Theo was up for about 2 hours, hysterical crying. And I'm just like, why? It was like 11 o'clock. But yeah, I was just so annoyed with the mowers this day. And I think they got it now, thankfully, because when it rains, I understand like they need to come later, but they've been coming on different days if it rains, which I'm like perfectly fine with. I don't care. But it's just like, please don't come at like 7 and then mow for an hour and my kids are just like awake. It's just a thing. Then we watched Smothered, 90 Day Fiance, and then there was really loud thunder. So not only did Theo wake up with the mowers, he did also wake up with the thunder then. It's just crazy because that kid has 2 sound machines, like pretty thick curtains, and he like usually sleeps like a rock for the most part. Like during the day if Bennett's like screaming, but for some reason, mowers and lightning, that kid will be awake. Maybe it's just because I guess he knows it's Bennett versus like scary mower and like thunder sounds, but it was just not a night for Theo. Then on Tuesday we had breakfast tacos again, and then I had this like issue with the USPS, and I finally figured it out this day, and it was really dumb because I feel like it's definitely a them problem and it doesn't make any sense at all, but like now I figured out what I need to do to fix it. And I've been doing it and there's been no issues, but it was like an eye roll moment. It was an annoying couple of days. I was stressed out. And then I hung out with Bennett for a while and played with him. And then I was just having like a pregnancy craving moment because I really wanted tacos, but the taco place that we've been getting tacos from closes at 4. And then I was like, all right, I'll get IHOP, which doesn't have anything to do with tacos, but for some reason that also sounded really good. And then Nick drove to 2 different IHOPs and they were both closed, but they didn't say online that they were closed. So I was just like, what? But then we ended up getting Chewy's, which was probably a mistake. Probably. But Chewy's is so good. And then we watched 90 Day. On Wednesday, I went to work with Nick again because I don't remember what we had to do, but a big part of it was we got a big foil order. I think it was like 24 boxes or 12 boxes, 24. It's like, that's like a big difference. I think it was 24. I want to say it's 24 because it took a while of foil that we needed to sort through. It's definitely easier when you have 2 people doing it. So I took him with and had him help me put that, like organize it and put it away. And then we had tacos for lunch because I was still craving tacos and their tacos are just so good. And then I was so angry at Nick's parents this day. I don't know. I was just like in a mood this week, guys. I was just really in a mood. It was probably like, one of those things where you're like so ready to go on vacation and just like decompress, and then you're just done. But it was like a parenting thing where like I was trying to like continue making a point to Bennett over something that he gets until the in-laws are here, and then he thinks that he can get away with whatever he wants. And then they were like trying to do the whole like, well, it's easy for us just to let him do what he wants. And I'm like, yeah, but that he doesn't learn that way. And I feel like that's like probably my biggest like gripe with my in-laws is I get it. They're grandparents. They want to like just make life easy for the grandkids and like, just not upset them and just like it be chill, but they don't learn that way. And I was so mad. I got tacos for lunch, I think. Did I mention that? Yes. I got tacos for lunch, and I went to eat them like at the counter, and I got so mad. I literally just like threw them in the fridge and like stormed off to my room because that's how mad I was. I haven't gotten that mad in like a long time, but I was just like furious because I hate whenever like somebody tells me how to parent or challenges like what I'm trying to do, because Bennett especially, like, he needs consistency to learn. So it just doesn't help whenever somebody else is telling him something different and I'm being talked over. So that's my rant. I'm sure if you guys have kids, you could probably understand with somebody in your life. Then I did donations for the Pride kit this day. I think that's what I did. But I did them a little bit late, so I ended up just extending the time that, like, I think I like had it for a month, but I ended up extending it until this day just because I forgot to do the donations. But you guys can check those out on the Pride kit. The extras are no longer available. I don't know. Actually, I think they might be. There's screenshots on both if you guys want to see those. So I did that day. I had to do like some math and like it took me a little bit. And then I started to pack. And then I watched To All the Boys, Always and Forever, which is like the last one. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not like the worst movie ever. But if you're bored and like really cheesy, like romantic kind of comedy, I don't know, you could watch it. Then I watched Lego Masters, which I have given up on. I liked Lego Masters last season, but I feel like this season is just like kind of a play on all of the challenges from last season. And I like seeing like what they build, but I really don't care about anything prior to it. And I also don't really like Will Arnett. Now, like, nothing against him personally, I just really don't like the way he talks. So I told Nick that he can move on without me, which I just feel like it's just the best thing to do. Like, I got really mad at Nick the other day. I'm just like always mad at everybody apparently. So, we've been watching The Handmaid's Tale, and for like a week and a half, he's dragging his feet and watching more episodes, which if you've watched The Handmaid's Tale, no spoilers, because I'm not there, I'm not done, I'm not caught up. But he's been like dragging his feet on watching another episode, which I'm like, it's like one of those shows you want to continue watching, like Breaking Bad. Like, it's just, it hooks you, you want to watch more, and you don't want to like stop for like a week and a half. And I was like, Nick, if you don't want to watch this show, just do me a favor and just tell me so that I can move on without you and continue on. I don't care if you don't want to watch it, but don't do this to me. Because with The Dark Crystal, the TV show on Netflix, he dragged that out for like a year, guys. A year. There's only like 7 or 8 episodes, I think. Maybe there's 10. I don't remember. But he dragged it out. I just think he kind of got bored of it. He's like, I want to watch a comedy. And I was like, I don't, like, what comedies do I watch, Nick? He was like, oh, we could watch Dave. And we watched like one episode, and I was like, oh my God. And the thing is it's not a bad movie and not a bad show. None of it's bad. Nothing's really that bad. It's just, I don't want to watch it. And I'm just like an honest person. Like, I'm not going to sit there and torture myself and like try and watch something. You just watch it on your own. So he finally told me I could watch Handmaid's Tale on my own. And I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate this conversation. And like, I just don't want to watch comedies with you. I know you're trying to get something going with me, but it's just not going to happen. I watched Superstore, but that's over. I watched Modern Family, but that's over. I don't know. I just like dramas better. Dramas and reality TV, but reality TV is enough funny for me. You know what I mean? Like Jersey Shore, I chuckle. Like, I'm good. Like, I just don't need to watch like comedy TV. It's just not for me. So that's my rant for the day. So then we also watched a documentary this day, and we also finished watching it the next day, but it's on Netflix. It's an sex documentary, just in case you have kids in the room. And it was good. It was definitely different than what I thought it would be, but we learned a lot, I feel like, because it went through like taboo quotations things in the first episode, and then it went through like reproductive systems and fertility, and definitely went like a different way than I thought it was gonna go. But I feel like we learned a lot, and Nick learned a lot too. So we were just like, wow, okay, that's like interesting. And there was like contraceptive like episode. It was on Netflix. It was actually really interesting, and I liked the like graphics. So it's probably super easy to find. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but that's what it was about. So we watched that for 2 days, and then on Thursday was Brian's birthday, so I went ahead and marked that with like a sparkly situation. It's like the sparkliest situation ever. Brian should like hopefully appreciate it, even though he'll never see this video. But that was like the prettiest way I've ever marked a birthday in my life. And then I went to the doctor, like the baby doctor. They just checked whatever, and then I had to get blood work done this day. It was so funny because Nick went and got a checkup recently, and he came home, he's like, babe, I got so much blood drawn. And I'm like, how much? He's like, 2 vials. And I was like, last time I went, I got like 6 vials. Like, chill. He hasn't gotten blood drawn. He doesn't even remember. It's probably when he was like 16. But he was so funny, and I'm like, babe, do you not remember, like, anytime I go, it's just, like, bottles after bottles after bottles. But I had to get a lot of blood work done this day, so I went and got that done afterwards, and then we went to Monument Cafe for, like, brunch, and then there's, like, a bookstore attached to it, so we went over there. It was super cute, and we got Bennett a book about, like, this dinosaur who's, like, afraid of the dark or something, which was really cute. And then I went to 7-Eleven, which I have not been into a gas station probably in, like, and besides Buc-ee's, but does Buc-ee's even count? Buc-ee's is like life. I haven't been into a gas station other than Buc-ee's in probably like 8 years. Like if I drive up somewhere and it's like go in for assistance, I'm going somewhere else. It's just too many steps for me. I don't like pumping gas to begin with. But I was like, I want to go into 7-Eleven. I want to see what they have to offer. And Nick was like, you're weird. And then he ended up buying like so much stuff, and I just got like sunflower seeds. I love ranch sunflower seeds. I don't think I finished the bag. I don't even know where they went, to be honest, but I got ranch sunflower seeds and a slushie, which I did not finish the slushie. I feel like their slushies are not that great compared to like a Coke Icy from like McDonald's or something, or Burger King, but I wanted to see what 7-Eleven had to offer. It was entertaining. It was a good time. Then I read Bennett a bunch of books, and then we had pasta for dinner, and Theo loved it. We finished the rest of that documentary. I think it was like 5 or 6 episodes. They weren't long at all. We probably could have finished it all in one day if we didn't watch Lego Masters the day before. On Friday, we got breakfast tacos, and I got my nails done. Like drain flies. They're not fruit flies. They're drain flies. Are like they were really bad for like a month, and now they're like kind of just dissipating, and Nick has done everything to get rid of them, but it's apparently just like a thing right now. But they drive me insane because they're just like so little, and you just like see it and then it's gone, and then you'll be like, where'd it go? And then 5 minutes later you'll see it again. So then I got my first ever COVID test for my trip to Hawaii, and I was scared to death because of all of the like things people have said online about how horrible it is. And I was like freaking out because I went in and out. I was like, which the place was great, like 5-star A+ service, from the front desk to the person who did the thing. It was fabulous. But I was so scared, and I was like, the guy came in and I was like, so is it like the deep one? Because I know they have like less deep ones now, and I was getting the 15-minute one. And he's like, yeah. He's like, it's okay though. He's like, I don't like doing it, but I'm going to make it feel like as comfortable as possible. So I was like, then he like left to go get like the test, because I think he had me sign something or something. And he came back. I like literally was freaking out. I'm like freaking out, like sweating. Like there's just like all the anxiety in the world. And then he did it, and I was like, girl, that was the most simple, painless thing I've ever done in my whole entire life. I was just like, I was so hyped up for like over a year that if I ever had to get one, I was like done for. And I just don't know why I got like, I don't know what I was expecting. It just felt like kind of cold, like, but it wasn't cold. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it was like, in my nose. But like, honestly, if you have to get one for some reason and you haven't, it's really not that bad. I would rather get a COVID test than a pap smear or somebody to check my cervix. That's what I'm saying about it. Then I went to Walmart because I had a couple of things I needed to pick up for my trip. And then I had Arby's I grabbed for the fam on the way home. I really wanted some curly fries. Arby's curly fries are just like legendary. Then I packed most of my stuff. I try and pack before we go, like, you know, the day before. So if some reason, like, I am missing something above what I already went to Walmart, but if for some reason I'm still missing something, like, I have time to go get it or do whatever I need to do. So I packed this day, and then I was just able to add in like whatever I needed last minute. So like stuff that I was using. And then for dinner we had hamburger helper, which I went ahead and put in. Because Bennett loves hamburger helper. Like, this kid, when he sees the hamburger helper box, he freaks out. He'll eat half of a hamburger helper by himself. I do not know what I'm going to do whenever I have 3 full-grown children. I'm going to have to cook for, like, 9 people. Because Bennett, like, especially when he likes something is his favorite, he goes ham. So we had hamburger helper. But, I mean, it's nice because it's, like, pretty inexpensive and super easy to make. And then we watched Jersey Shore Family Vacation and 90 Day Happily Ever After. On Saturday, we had breakfast tacos. I'm sure you're not surprised. And then I went to work with Nick because I had a bunch of random things. I think we closed this day, and then I printed the orders so that Kirsten could do them Monday morning. Nick could take them Tuesday because I was gone, obviously, the next day. And we closed, and then we ended up doing D-stash boxes on Wednesday. And then I did the D-stash box fill. Nick and I did that on Saturday when I came home. Maybe I came home Friday, and then we did it Saturday, and then we left Sunday. I think that's what it was. It honestly took me a little bit to figure out how to do. I didn't want to skip a new release, but I didn't want to do anything that would take too long. I just don't like having orders sit. So I had to sit and think logically, what can I do? What needs to be done? So that's what we did. Then we got Velvet Taco for lunch. Sorry. It's just sometimes whenever I don't breathe for a second and I don't take a drink. I've been talking for a long time. 1 second. I got Velvet Taco for lunch. Nick's been hankering for it, so he ordered it and picked it up and brought it back to work so that I could eat it as I worked. I got a cheeseburger taco, I think. I don't even know if I ate the whole thing, but Velvet Taco is just so good. Then we went home. Nick's parents were watching the kids, and we FaceTimed Miranda, which is Nick's oldest sister, and told her that I was pregnant. I think we also might have FaceTimed his other sister and his brother. Maybe we didn't. I don't remember, but I know we for sure FaceTimed with Miranda and told her that I was pregnant. I was waiting till 12 weeks just to tell extended family, but they were really excited. They didn't think we were having any more. So Miranda especially, she has 8 kids. She was really hyped that I was having another one, and we also told her that it was a girl then because we've known since the week before, or is it 2 weeks before? 2 weeks before this, right? Yeah. That it is a girl. And then I took the announcement picture, what did I even post? Oh, the stocking picture. It took a while. Also took a really long time to find stockings in June. Was it June, May? It took a while for me to find stockings and stocking holders. It's still up. I really don't have plans to take it down, to be honest. It's just going to stay up because, it's gold and sparkly. It's my aesthetic. So it's still there in case you were wondering since, the end of May, beginning of June. I took that picture and edited it, and I actually posted it while I was in Hawaii. I had no particular day I wanted to post it, but when I was in Hawaii, I was like, let's post this thing. And then for dinner, I made pork chops, and I feel like I make banging pork chops, and I got meat. That's another thing I went to Walmart for, was just enough food for that day and the day after. So I made pork chops. I got pork chops from Walmart, which is the meat at Walmart is hit or miss. Same thing with Target. I feel like it's really safe to get bacon and ground, anything ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef, ground pork. But for some reason, sometimes some things the pork chops were just terrible. But I make such good pork chops, and this was a total bust, which is a bummer. But we got Arby's later on because I wanted more curly fries. And I also said goodbye to the boys, which it hurts me so much saying bye to them like on trips. I feel like with Bennett, it was hard in the beginning. I canceled, I think, 2 trips. One was like maybe a couple days prior, and then one, like I got up for my flight, I was already unpacked, and I was like, I can't do it. I think it was really hard with Bennett when he was little too, because he was a little bit more of like a finicky baby, and I just like, I don't know, I felt bad, and I was also just kind of like scared. I'm not even scared about not scared about the kids, because I trust Nick with my kids, obviously. Like, he is fully capable of taking care of our children. But I'm just like worried that if something happens to me or to them, like I can't get there in time, or something happened to me, like it would just feel like I didn't need to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I could have avoided it all. So I cried like a ton, and I feel like I would have canceled the trip, but it was just too much. I don't know. It's one of those like, I told Kane, if it wasn't you, man, I probably would have canceled it. But I am glad that I went. I feel like I got my recharge for the year, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to take really any other trips. And honestly, I don't think I want to, because it was so hard leaving them and just missing them the whole time. It was rough, but I cried a lot. Then I woke up early to go to the airport, and I was super sad because I said bye to the boys again because they woke up really early. So I cried again, and then I went to the airport and had my flight to Hawaii, which was really long. And I feel like I actually felt really safe at the airport. I was nervous that I was going to feel super anxious and not safe, but I did feel really good in the airport on the way to Hawaii. Everyone seemed to be really good with keeping their masks on and like cleaning things, and like whenever I got to my seat, everyone was already like had their Clorox wipes out, which I just felt like I was like, okay, cool. And on the flight, I binged Lucifer, which I had been saving. Well, I hadn't been saving for anything. I just was, dragging my feet on it. But whenever I was like, oh, I'm going to Hawaii, I'm like, I'm going to watch Lucifer. So I watched like 5 episodes, did some work, and then I finally landed in Hawaii. I landed and I checked my phone, and it was Kane saying that his flight had to land because I think something happened with somebody on board, but they had to land, and he ended up being like 3 hours later than he thought. Or it was 2 or 3. I think it was 3. And even then, like, I was going to wait at the airport for like an hour and a half for him just to like, be there. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to the hotel by myself. So I left and I went to the hotel. I got to the hotel. I got like all my stuff set up. I took a shower. I ordered room service. I ordered from the kids menu. They had this chicken. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was just like grilled chicken, steamed veggies, and then this like teriyaki kind of dipping sauce. Oh, was it good? I could eat that every day for lunch. And the kids portion was like the perfect size. Always burping. Then Kane finally got here, and I was just so excited. I just felt like I was like at peace, and we just had such a good time. You guys will hear about it all next week, but I just feel like Kane's just the best. So we had Mina's Fish House for dinner, which is like a fish restaurant. I don't think either of us actually eat fish. We didn't, but we got food. We sat and ate, like, it was kind of like beachfront almost, and like in the sand with like a fire pit. It was cool. And then I put in that we went to bed at quote unquote 1 a.m. because it was like 1 a.m. our time, which neither of us stay up very late. I usually am in bed and like sleeping by like 10. But it was like late because we couldn't go to bed super early because then we'd like screw up our Hawaii time, like as far as like getting up early. And we ended up getting up at like 5 anyways. It's just your internal clock just tells you to wake up, and that's even sleeping in for me because that's like 10 o'clock my time. But yeah, it was a really great trip, but you guys will hear about that next week. I love this spread. I think it turned out beautiful with the sparkly hollow and the champagne lights. It's just a fabulous combination, in my opinion. I need to do more mixed metal foil bundles in the future. I had a ton of full boxes left in this kit. Next year's January mystery is fire. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. I hope you guys like this.